I just want to ask, where does the patriotism come from? I've heard it was.
Oh, that's from my family.
I've heard it was just your aunt was.
My aunt, yeah, my aunt that's on my arm was
right.
Extremely patriotic. You know, she was kind of the front runner in the family of all the patriotism. But I think just the way I was raised, my dad, my aunt, my mother, and always American flags around,
really?
Always. With that patriotic mindset, July 4th, the best holiday, just little things that you kind of build up and you don't, you almost take for granted when you're growing up. You don't think about it, but there's always an American flag hanging in the house. There's one hanging outside, and just that patriotic talk and being, having a lot of pride in your country and the freedom and not taking things for granted and working hard, and you just kind of adopt those things, and then come here and there's more guys like you who have been raised that way, and you kind of talk about, and I just so happen to be living with everybody I live with is just like I am. So, when we're always talking about it, it tends to just kind of take off from there, and then it turns into a quote, and the next thing you know, there's T-shirts and there's flags. So, I mean, it just little stuff. I think over time has just added up, and now it's just exploded, and everybody's just running with it, which is fun. I mean, it's great.
But at the core, it seems like there was something that was real there.
Before
people
there's definitely
like me, and I admit I'm culpable here.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely real. It's not, something that it's not. People always were talking about it being from Ricky Bobby, and it wasn't. It's not a. It wasn't a joke. It wasn't. We're dead serious. That's literally how we feel. So it's not something from Ricky Bobby or trying to be funny on national television. It was. Something that we talk about a ton. It's the first thing that pops in my mind because that's really how we feel. And if Brett was up there, he probably would have said something like that. And it just so happens it was me, and Tarp feels the same way, and those are the guys I live with, so I know how they are. And it's just I think a lot of guys that play football tend to be patriotic, and they know what the hard work, and it just you see that a lot. I mean, you see guys in the NFL with American flag tattoos.
A lot of them, yeah.
Pat Anger,
right?
First example, he's a guy. He's a huge patriot, and when you're around those guys, you talk about it even more.
Do you have is there any history of people in the service in your family?
My dad was in the Army for a little bit, during a time of peace, and but my uncle fought in Vietnam. My Uncle John, my dad's oldest brother, and my grandpa, my dad's father, was in the service also. So there's a little bit there, but I think you could probably pick. There's probably one person in every family almost. There really is. There's a lot of people. I can find someone Vietnam, someone in the Army. So, and I know a lot of friends. My buddies who have brothers who have served and stuff like that. So, you tend to have a lot of pride in what they do, and you just, they're the real heroes. That's the toughest job you could probably do, and it deserves more glory, but it's more of a team oriented. It's not really an individual thing, really. Those people don't want that, and that's just tremendous on their part of what they do for the country.
It's not cool. It's not cool a lot of places. You know what I mean? Especially at college. You probably and I hate to say this, but you've probably had classes with communists. Oh yeah. Seriously, at the University of Iowa.
Absolutely.
And, any
very
college.
Liberal over here.
Yeah.
Very liberal. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's not. Some people think it is, and other people are. You get to college, and this seems to be the most liberal place ever. And I remember telling that to my dad. He's like, "Yeah, that's just how colleges are."
Right.
I mean, I don't know how other colleges are, but when you walk around here, you got people, walking around, and you got guys walking around in dresses I've seen, and just these hippies, and they're doing nothing. And there's a Ped Mall area down there, right in the middle. I'm sure you know where it is.
Yep.
Those people are going nowhere, and those people are the people that don't. Like America, they always find that something's wrong with it, and they're the problem. They're the people that need to change, and they need to figure it out, and they need to get it together and work hard. And the people that are doing things right and working hard, they don't complain because there's no point in complaining. You just have to. Right. If something happens to you, you don't. You take it on the chin. You keep moving forward.
Did you vote? Yeah.
Yep. No, I didn't. I didn't vote this past time. I don't know anything about those guys. I don't want to go in there and just make a wild decision. But people have asked me. I think it's probably because it's during the season. It's like the last thing on my mind.
Oh, I know.
Is that kind of stuff. So I see the commercials, and the commercials are funny because everybody seems to be bashing each other. Yeah. But I haven't really learned about anybody and what they do. I've just learned about what the other people aren't doing correctly. So I don't even know. I don't know who's good anymore. Everyone seems to be bad.
Yeah.